Grand Rising, I'm Ranusha and welcome to show number 12 on Conversations on Art, a show that came about through friends just wanted to work together to talk about their art in different mediums. Hopefully we can learn from each other and maybe inspire each other as well. Today I have my regular co-host, painter, photographer, energy worker, Annie. Grand Rising, Annie.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Lovely to be here again. Thank you.
And today's guest is Adien. Adien is in Bali. So Grand Rising, Adien.
Grand Rising. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I met Adien in Bali and I watched a couple of his shows. And I was always interested in asking him to come onto the show. So I'm very thankful that Adien agreed to come on.
Okay.
Adien, I know that you've been really busy recently. What have you been up to?
Still since last year at the early pandemic, I'm still busy teaching guitar, and teaching online as well. Even I had a student in London. So I teach them every day for 4 months, like when in London is locked down, yeah. So yeah, I've been busy with teachings, and since at the end of August, some of the places starting to have live music again, and my friend who organized it, so I start to play the music again live, but with the strict protocol, kind of thing. And then everything just start again since last year, but it's still like small scale, it's not a big scale. But it is what it is, so we just have to do it. And then yeah, so I'm just lucky so many of my friends, musicians actually, is still being struggling, it's very hard. So yeah, that's why I'm just saying I'm lucky. And then still because I still got an offer and work, so I'm trying to do my best to just keep on working, something like that.
Okay, Adien, I think the best way to start is if you could play a piece for us, please.
Okay. Maybe I'm gonna play one of my favorite genre in flamenco called solea. Okay, so this is like the mother of the genre. So when you want to learn the flamenco, this is the thing that they will give it to you in the beginning. It's like, it's like the source of.
I think we've lost contact with Adien.
Okay.
Let's wait a second and see if he can dial back in. Oh, yes. His laptop is restarting. So I guess, Annie, you and I have been learning a lot about this, doing interviews on Zoom.
Absolutely. It's very unpredictable. That's all I'm going to say. It's very unpredictable.
So, Annie, what do you think is, what are we kind of learning, Annie, from connecting with these people that are all over the world that we've spoken to so far?
Oh my gosh. Just listening to Adien's clip that you sent me, I thought, oh my gosh. And just actually getting to see him. I haven't heard him play again, but already I was like, oh my God, I'd like to play the guitar. You know, just looking and just the way that he said he's teaching people in London, all over the place. That just show, you know, it's like the world has just got even smaller, you know, that we could have and learn so much. It
All right.
doesn't matter who your teacher is.
Sorry for the trouble, yeah.
I don't problem.
I don't know what happened. It's always happened. Like I don't know.
Okay.
Don't worry, we get it all the time.
Yeah, I have a little
Yeah,
time, Adien.
we're
So,
still
Adien, you were
adjusting to
saying,
this new activity, online activities. Yeah. Okay. So okay, I'm gonna play solo. Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So here it is.
Thank you very much, Adien.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Adien, where did you start to learn about the guitar?
uh, in general, guitar you mean or flamenco?
Just learning guitar, when you first picked up the guitar.
Wow, it's been like 25 years ago, maybe, or 27 years ago. Yeah, I don't really remember because I just getting inspired by my uncle in the beginning when I'm like 10 years old, and then at 12 or 14, I start to see my friend playing guitar, and then and I just start to want to play it. But I take it in very seriously. It's like 20 years ago, maybe. Yeah, 20 years ago. So I'm not really into the guitar because it's like only like a hobby something. And then I went to the college, and then I met my friend, and then I make a group or band, and you start to play, and then you start to get money from the music, and then and everything just start to be serious. But I had a moment that it's really difficult for me because when you start as a hobby, you don't take music as like going to something like academy or school. So I'm just learning like as hobbies. So when I start to think about become a real musician seriously, so I had many walls. Like I don't know about many things. So I just had a band, but the band is going to the label, recording company. But at the end, the recording company is not publishing us. So the band is dismissed, and I had a very difficult moment because my studying is not really finished, and then like you are in the I mean, like in the way you are not very clear where you want to go, because in the music you don't have so much strength to be like professional musician. So I can say I'm a bit depression on that time. It's like when I'm like 23 years old, and then I'm so lucky because my mom just still keep having the faith on me, and then she said like, if you just have have your time, have a space and think about it, what are you gonna do, uh, and then you tell us, and then I'm just thinking, and because it's very a dark moment for me on that time, I can say. And then my friend just coming to my house to invite me to go to see some expo. I really remember that. And when I go to that expo, and there's a guitar festival competition, solo guitar, and that's like it's my spotlight on that moment, like, oh, there's somebody playing like this, and then I don't what I'm doing in here, and then I go back home, and I talk to my mom, give me 2 years, I'm gonna practice so much, I'm gonna take everything what I left, I'm gonna focus on guitar and music. If 2 years I'm not succeed, I will do it whatever you want. And then my mom just okay. So on that moment, why I said it's very difficult moment, because I'm I even cannot work, So I'm still living with my parents, and they still support me because of that. And then my goal on that time is I want to go to that competition, and I have to go to there, and then have to do something, So I practiced for 1 year, and then I went to the competitions, and I'm not succeed, I'm not even only the audition, so I still failed, but I still have 1 year, right? And then I just telling to my mom, and my mom just laughing, just take your time, and then just keep doing it, and then I'm just having more motivation on that, because on the audition my friend is just me is not pass, so I practice even harder, like 12 hours a day for a year. And then and the second one, the last year that I promised to my mom, I passed the audition and I go to the final. So and in the final I met like all the best guitar players.
It seems that the trials of Zoom has the grumblers of Zoom have caught in again.
Have befallen us.
Okay, Annie, he said there he had the backing of his mum 2 years, and he practiced 12 hours a day at his art.
That is amazing that he had that dedication, and that his parents had that belief, especially his mum, to give him that space and time to do it, and for him to succeed. I think that's fantastic.
Do you know what I think? When you said when you got that goal in mind, it's mum, I've got 2 years, and I'm gonna give it all I have, and his mum to kind of say, yeah, just go for it. I think it seems to be just having that goal really focused him,
and having the support, because that is that platform, that green light that says, don't worry about anything else, just go for it. That makes the difference.
Yeah.
And that is, I'd shake his mum's hand and give her a hug, because look at where he is. Because listening to him there, it is so effortless. It's like he's breathing. his playing.
Yeah.
So it's super beautiful. So he didn't have to worry about anything for those 2 years, and it got
For
him
the
to the
trouble,
final.
guys.
Ah, no problem, Eddie.
Hey,
You were at the point and you were saying you had just come and you were in the second year
Yeah,
and your
yeah.
mum was giving you all the support. So from there, what happened?
And then like yeah, I go to the final, and then I met like all the best guitar player maybe in Indonesia in the final on that moment, and then I met like legendary guitar player that finally become my teacher because of that competition. So I just asked him like, hey, can I take lessons with you? And then because he saw my playing, and then he approved, and then I take a lesson with him. And my mom like, don't worry about the 2 years, just learn with him. And I learned another 1 year with him, and after that, like, it just opened me a lot of doors, to become like professional musician. And I'm so ready after that, like so my journey to be a musician, I can say I'm late, but I'm satisfied because like I have that experience, like that teachings me a lot, like how to not give up actually. Yeah. And yeah, from that, like, I start to be musician and playing with a lot of artists, having tour and recordings with. So I work as a musician, like to find the money and to yeah to live my son and to pay back my mom and my family, like like it's my time to give you back. And so so because of that experience, like when I met flamenco because of my wife, it's very interesting also because I left everything that I already have. I left my electric part, as a and because flamenco is so different, and nobody's like can master it in here in Indonesia, so it's so big challenge to me. And then I sold all my guitars. I have like 15 guitars. I sold all of my guitar, and then I sold everything. I don't want to go to the electric part because like I'm very strict with that. I want to learn flamenco. Only want to play the acoustic for 1 year, and then I'm just disappeared. And I use the money from the guitar that I sold to do a living for 1 year. So that's how I can play flamenco. So flamenco also is it's come in the right moment because on that time, like, I feel in I meet another wall, like what I have on when I start to be a professional musician on that guitar competition. So on that time, like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, I meet the new wall. Like, I don't know what to do. I already have everything. I can play everything with the in the music, and I play with everyone, and then I have the money, but I just meet another wall, like I don't know what to do, what to make. And then flamenco is came. So it's like a new enlightenment again from flamenco. So that's how I love this music so much now because it's opening me a new way. And then after 2 years, after 1 year, I learned flamenco, and then I went to Spain to learn in Spain. After 2 years, like, I already know so much thing, and then I open again the door that I already have, like the other music, other genres, like blues, jazz, pop, and then now I play it with flamenco. It's just become more beautiful in that. So yeah, I mean, like, I'm used to go down and get up again, something like that. Yeah.
It seems that you're always learning. And what was it when you found your teacher at the expo? What was it that he really gave you?
Oh, many things, like music theory, and all the experience, all the things that I need to have it actually to become a musician. And then he passed me a lot of things, not only about the connections, but how to understand to become a musician, like to live with music and to work with music and to see how the industry go, and how to see the people who already live with that. I learned so much from him. So because before, like I said to you, I'm just a hobbyist, I'm just like to play and having fun, but not really seeing to how to make it fun. It's so many time to be sacrificed, and you need to practice, and then so many things you need to do to make it fun. And
Okay, Annie, it seems that the gremlins have come in again, Annie.
They certainly have. My goodness.
So Annie, he was talking about there living with his music. So what do you go from that in your artwork, living with your art?
I think what he explained, he totally immersed himself in it. So he completely what I got from Adien speaking is that he just gave himself to it. And again, yeah, I think if you apply yourself, so many other things start to open up for you. And I wanted to ask him actually, what sort of genre did he start off playing with, and how many others? Because listening to the flamenco, it's a very complex, and again, he's on an acoustic guitar, but it sounds like he's playing across the guitar. So there's so many other elements going on with that. Yeah, what I get from him is the journey, him going down, that determination. Had it have gone a different way, would he have been as dedicated? Would he have gone as far as he has? But he's so humble with it, and everything that he's learned from his teacher is amazing.
You hear as well, he said that in the first year, it was 12 hours a day. He's back again. Yeah, I mean, that's just dedicate. I mean, that's something that, when we're all in our creative process, to give us fully, give into it fully like that.
Oh, I think I should buy a new laptop.
Ah, it's okay.
Oh my God, what happened? I don't know. It's never happened like this. It's crazy. Yeah, like
That's interesting.
yeah.
Annie,
So yeah.
you had a question, Annie, that you was going to ask.
Yeah, Adien, because Ron sent me a clip of you playing, and you played the flamenco, but what I wondered was, what was the genre that you started your guitar playing with?
Oh, the first genre is rock because my mom like Deep Purple and Queen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I start like one of my resources, my eternal influence is the guitar player is Brian May and Richie Blackmore.
Wow,
Like
okay.
because
Yeah.
I heard them a lot since I'm a baby. Like so. Yeah, until now I like to play rock. Even I can play other style genres, but my main I like to play rock, like something. Even I haven't played electric like for few years when I start to play flamenco, but when I start to play again, like it's still there. It's still there. It's not gone. It's just like reshaping to become something new. Like so I mean, like I'm so happy with that. Actually, yeah. That's
Is there a difference when you switch from playing acoustic to going back and playing the electric guitar? Do you feel, is there a big difference when you go back to play, having played the acoustic?
if I'm not take it very seriously to play acoustic, maybe I will feel the big difference. But when I start to practice flamenco, because I left this electric, I'm not touching, like so for almost more than 2 years. So I'm when I go back to electric, like it's so fresh. I like wow, and then After that, okay, I want to keep hiding it. Yeah, I don't want to play electric for a while also. So after like 5 6 years, and now like I go back to play electric again. Like
Wow.
yeah. So I mean, like I don't have like feeling so different. Yeah, my friend just told me like, well, playing acoustic is so difficult. Maybe because I'm enjoying so much, like it's different instrument, but I feel it like I can express myself with this too, So I don't see the big difference. Maybe like how it's the differences is only like how I treat them, the acoustic and the electric. I'm not to put my electric way in the acoustic or the acoustic way in the electric. I treat them different. It's like so it's okay, it's good. I can play some electric in here if you want later.
It's like the guitar is part of you because you play it with such ease, and yet your fingers are moving, uh, in different ways, but you make it look so easy and effortless, and yet it's so complex, in what you're
Thank you.
playing. It's, yeah, really beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank
You're
you very
welcome.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, beautiful.
yeah. So yeah, like I mean, like I can say my main work now is a guitar teacher. You know, I start to take it very seriously to be a guitar teacher. The one of the reason is not only about the money, but I just had this idea, like suddenly, like 10 years ago, when I'm 30, and then now I'm 40. So I'm just thinking like, oh, I had a big dreams, like to be in music, and then I want to be my music, and play something, like want to be famous or something. But uh, I'm just thinking, oh, we only live once, right? So how about it's like if I don't achieve that, like because we're gonna getting old, and the it's always uh, people just change also how they like. So I mean, like I just get this idea about how I replying this idea. So I'm thinking about teaching is like learning, like one of the best moment to learn, always learning, because you teach someone and you're gonna learn how to teach this your student. And also what I like is I can pass my spirit. I always saying to my student like you have to be better than me, and then if I cannot achieve something like what you want to become like a very very good musician or become a big artist. If I cannot achieve that, you can achieve that, like, because this is why I left it to you. That's why I really love teaching, and I love to teach kids. And this is one of my wonderful job that I have now. Already, like I already teach like 15 years, but I take it so seriously in these 10 years because I learned so much by teaching. So, but playing music, like having a gig, a show, or playing in everywhere, but I take it like it's like I'm having fun with that. If I get the money from that, it's like a bonus. But I can I'm proud. I can say I'm a guitar teacher, something like that.
I think that's amazing. You know why? Because we are all human beings, and I've had teachers throughout my years. And you know what? You can feel when somebody's not feeling it, it's not
Yeah,
feeling when they're teaching. You can feel it when you have somebody that is oozing
yeah,
enthusiasm, is loving it. And I think if one of your students and definitely you are that, then they're so lucky because everything that you've learned, because now the student has become the teacher, so now you're sitting in the place of who taught you. It's amazing.
Oh, it's frozen for the
I think it's frozen again. Yes.
time. Yes, Annie, did you know when Adien said he passes his spirit on to his students? I guess it's that love of just playing, and also just by, I guess, by teaching, you're learning as well at the same time.
Definitely, because he would have now, the student is the teacher, so he is on the other side, and he's accumulated all of this experience, all of this knowledge, and having learnt it from his teacher as well, he's now on the other side and taking everything from his journey. Remember, he's had this journey of down, up, determination, and because he's experienced that, he can impart that to his students, and you know, they'll really benefit from all of his knowledge, and all of, for the, you know, for those times of when he expressed, when he had depression, he didn't know where, you know, what to do, all of those things help with, you know, that is within the essence of passing that on, definitely.
Also, sometimes, you know, we wait until we're perfect or brilliant, but maybe we are enough right now and we got something to pass on.
Definitely, I think that, you know, definitely, absolutely, there are times when, you know, we don't think we have anything, and maybe that is a time when you will get the students, you know, they will come because you do have it. It's just you have that maybe a slight fear of it, maybe, you know, the fear of thinking, gosh, am I good enough? When are you ever good enough? Was Van Gogh ever good enough? I wonder, you know, when are you ever, what is the sign that you're good enough? An artist can sell loads, but not everybody may like the work. What is it? You know, what is the level of, yes, I have arrived, and yes, I can impart? Because we can all play and do things, but not everybody is a teacher. Not everybody has that ability to hand that down and be able to do that.
At the end,
Yeah, sorry for the inconvenience. Yeah.
no problem. Eddie, shall we go with another piece of music?
Okay.
Okay.
I can play something. This is my own compositions.
Oh, great.
It's my wife giving the title because I made this for my mom, who already passed away like 8 years ago. So this is a mix of flamenco and Indonesian tradition music. Okay, and it's called Oda to Mi Madre.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adien. Adien, when you're writing your own compositions, how does it come through? Are you inspired by a sound, something you hear, a feeling?
Yeah. Like I get inspired by something that I see or that I hear. For example, like because I try to explain like what is music for instance, in my opinion, like music is it's a sound that being organized. So you can hear many sounds around you, but it's not actually music that we we know, because the sound is not being organized. So when you organize the sound with the tempo, with the rhythm, and that's become the music. So that sound that I heard a lot around me, like coming from the trees, coming from the water, or something, or you can hear something that very you ain't never heard before, and then it's just giving you an ideas, and or maybe like it's connect with something, because my teacher say it to me, and I take this all the time. It's very interesting quotes that he have. So he said, when the music is out from you, when you play music and it's out from you, it's not yours anymore. You know, it has its own journey. And so I mean, like, because the frequencies is endless. So it's like we just like to express something that we heard or we feel it. So for some example, I just hear a melody these days, and then it's just like spinning around in my head like all the time. Like the melody is like this, a simple melody like, and then and then I need to come with this, and how I translate it with the things that I already have with the guitar. I can do like this.
Okay, so the Zoom gremlins are in again. Um, you said there, Annie, about sound that's organized. That's music, yes. So is painting color that's been organized with the numerous colors that are out there?
I guess it's how you formulate it and how, I guess every artist is different. So if I see something, because you can be doing something quite abstract and it can come across quite chaotic. So it's quite interesting what Adien said there, because I'd never thought about music that way, and hearing sounds and then putting them together so that they were no longer chaos. That was quite interesting, because I'd never thought of music that way. And I've always wondered, because I've also asked you, how do the tunes come to you? Because Adien just said, yes, this has been going around in his head, but then what he just played was like, wow, oh my gosh, that is from those, I don't know, those few chords maybe, or notes that came up. It was like, whoa, that was beautiful. I mean, I guess it's, every art form is similar and different. So you have your, whatever comes and stimulates the idea, and then the formulation, the other ways that it branches off. And exactly that, what Adien did was beautiful, the branching off of those few notes into the chords. And it was like, whoa.
Adien, you're back again. Adien, could you please do that again in regards to, you heard that sound in your head and you're playing it, then you added bits that you knew from before. If you could go from there. Yeah.
So this is the idea, right? Like,
Yes.
I guess so. So it's like I'm always taking the music, same like when I speak, you know. Like this is maybe like I'm saying hello to you, Ran, like, and then you replying, I'm okay, and then I'm asking you again, and do you reply again? It's same, you know. And then you can make a. Oh yeah. It's something like that. The idea coming, so it's coming from this very simple melody, you know, and then you just start to do something with that. It can be many things. All right. Or it can be many things, you know. So I like to make the stories in my head, you know, like it's a journey, right? So it's an experience. So like the melody is coming, like I believe it's the sound from the Mother Earth, maybe just spoke to me and want to be released, something like that.
Okay, then Annie, he said there, which was quite inspirational, like a sound from Mother Earth coming
Yeah.
through him, and he plays.
What a beautiful way for him to explain it, because it's exactly that. So she has given him this, the sound, the beginning, and what he just played. Wow. I mean, when he explained it, yes, I could hear the conversation, the question, the answer, the back and the forth. And then for me, the harmonizing would be the coming together of the two, because they're in agreement of whatever. That is an amazing analogy of how to look at music. That was beautiful.
But he did something there that you were doing. You remember we spoke about it in your art. You had this, you're creating new stuff with your art, but then you're using stuff that you had 10 years ago. And you're
Yes.
bringing, so when he said that, I've got a new idea, but I'm remembering stuff work at the 10 years ago and bringing it together.
I guess you all have, if we call it paintbrushes, paints, color palettes that are very familiar and a good starting point. And I think we do go back to that, but then we can also expand on that, you know, and with that you take along that new element of what else you've been inspired with, and you know, and then through that sometimes you can get other ideas that take you out of that. It's wonderful to hear a musician speak of the creativity, because he's constantly the melodies that, you know, he's always inspired, you know. And I guess it's no different to another artist, for yourself, if you're, you know, hearing words, reading words, you know, listening to conversations, you know, catching bits of it, you know, anything and everything can inspire you. And it's also, as he explained it, it's like when we listen to the bird song, you know, we think they're just singing. No, one sings out, you know, could be shouting out for the mate, and then the mate replies, you know, it's a conversation, but we hear it in a very, and we interpret it in a very different way. So that was really beautiful how he explained that.
Adien, do you
Yeah.
hear sometimes music in your dreams?
Yeah, yeah, in my dreams, and then I still like haven't figured it out how to unleash it in the real reality, you know. And still trying to find a way because I have many things, but I cannot remember it, you know. Like some of my favorite guitar player, they do that, you know. Like the name is Steve I. He created a song called Lucid Dream something, and then he created the song when he was like in the dream. I'm dreaming to have to can do that, you know. Maybe I'm on the way or something. Like I'm not in the hurry, you know, but I cannot wait that I can unleash it like something from my dreams, you know. But yeah, sorry.
No, I was saying, do you hear when you do you hear it in your dreams? Are you hearing full the sound? What are you hearing when you hear these songs in your dreams? What's going on?
Yeah, that's the problem. I hear it, but I cannot like say it or try to put it in something that I can understand in the reality. You know, I'm just having fun on that, or like feeling happy, you know, and then or sad, you know. But I cannot transcribe it to some note like what I hear in the reality, you know. like uh, like for example so I create this piece. Actually, I'm gonna release an album, maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to produce this year. I'm just figuring out when I can manage the time. So I'm gonna make, it's called meditudes. Meditudes is meditations, and etudes. Etudes is like practice piece, right? When you learn the classical, you know, they create a lot of etudes. So I'm creating etudes for my own meditations. So it's like there's some example. This is called the trees and the wind. And then after this, because on that moment, like I was in Ubud in the front of my friend house, and just seeing the big trees and the big wind, and then they just creating like something like sparkling, you know. And it just inspired me to make something on that moment. And after that, I hear the river, you know. So meditude is like an etude for like 2 minutes. It's like the trees and the wind, and the second one is the river. The river is like this.
Wow. That was, there's something so beautiful about an acoustic guitar, and what everything you played with was just amazing.
Yeah,
Absolutely amazing.
I hope I can find the time to record it. Because actually this past few months, I play in some yoga class also. So I got the experience to try this, in the yoga class, in some meditation class also. So I've got the result. Oh, this is it's good. Like I can feel it, and then it's not only for me actually. It can be for everyone. So okay, I'm gonna record it.
Is there a link between how the state you're in when you play and meditation?
Yeah. I'm trying to, because now like I'm.
Is there any? That last piece was just incredible.
Yeah,
Ah,
that was beautiful.
Adien's back already.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah.
Adien, I think Adien. It's late where you are. It's been. I don't know what Annie's going to say, but I think it's been just an extraordinary experience to just listen to you play and hear your journey and the story of the 2 years when your mum gave you that support and you really practiced your art to get where you are now. I think it's really inspirational.
Thank
I
you so much.
agree.
Yeah,
So,
that's why I like to share.
Annie, so what have we learned in this time?
Wow.
And also being on Zoom where it disconnects.
Yeah, wow. I've learned a hell of a lot. I mean, he is inspirational because he's not just playing one genre or one type of guitar. He's playing across the board, and I take my hat off to that. And more so, I take my hat off to his mum for inspiring and getting him to stick at it, because look at where he is now and what he's producing. It's endless. It's infinite. Yeah, absolutely. That was an honor to listen to him and to watch him play today. Beautiful.
I guess we can all learn just the perseverance to really stick at it, and we can get inspired by what's around us. That last piece, was it the trees, the wind, and the river? And there's if we're open to things in whatever your medium, we can use that as inspiration.
Definitely. Absolutely. Definitely.
And and keep going for it, and not to give up.
I think that is definitely that was the message there, the journey, the message, the learning, the process. And yeah, his determination to do the 12 hours. How many people are, that dedicated for the end result? So that is, yeah.
At the end, no worries. At the end, could you play us out with one last piece of music before we go?
Yeah, what do you want me to play?
You choose.
Okay, maybe I play the Magnitudes again for you, and then
Okay.
I'm making with the different tuning. this is Meditudes also, and then it's called Step Back. You know, so sometimes we just need to step back, right? Like when you met something that maybe you cannot understand or you cannot fix it, and you need to step back and you take a breath, and you step forward again. So this one is about stepping back on something, you know, like I cannot control it, you know, and then I didn't know what to do, and then I just step back, you know. And I always like to see to say to my students, if you cannot do it, you know, you just step back a little bit, and then like you go to the previous page when you already passed it, and then you try to take it from there, you know. So this song is about that. Oh no, it's always like that.
Ah,
Yeah,
well, you were in the middle of step back at the end.
step back. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna play it again. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe I play it with this. So yeah, I hope I can record this, and so you can hear it anytime you want.
Oh, thank you.
That would be great.
Okay.
I think we're learning patience as time goes on with technology.
Definitely. I have to agree.
Because at the same time, it gives us the opportunities to speak with people from all over the world. So what can we say?
Definitely. What a blessing to speak to Adien today. That was lovely, or has been lovely. Yeah.
What do you think, what you said about having to sometimes step back and maybe
Def
look at your work?
Definitely. I have that a lot when I do my artwork. Definitely step back and leave it and come back again. And when I was learning to play the piano, I would do exactly as Adien said. If a bit became difficult, go back to where was easier, or you had accomplished that, then you sort of build up the confidence. Because what can happen is that you have, oh my God, I can't do it. That story stays in your head rather than where you've been able to play with ease. So yeah, sometimes it's good to step back and come back, and then come back to it, come back with fresh eyes, and you'll find that, you know, sometimes that flows a lot easier.
Okay, guys, I'm back.
Yeah,
Yay!
yeah. Let's go at the end.
Okay, so this is a step back. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you fetch.
I think step back is asking us to
Step back.
wait for a bit. because you know what's raw. I remember, you know, sometimes I do the poems and the meditations that I say I wrote a year or two ago, and I didn't know kind of where it was going, and it's only 2 years later that maybe I've even finished it.
Yeah. And then I hear that a lot when you do your meditations. I wrote this a year ago. I wrote this X amount of time. And I guess when you express it, you may not totally understand what that is for and when that is for. And then whenever you read it out, it's so appropriate for the beginning of that meditation. So I guess it's...
Yeah, does that mean that we shouldn't really throw away our old work? We kind of keep it to the side, so, you know, who knows, you know?
I believe, yes. And a friend of mine told me many years ago that even if you do a piece of work and you think, oh my God, that's rubbish, keep it, because it's part of your journey, you know, and you can look back at your journey. So if you chuck away things or you throw things away, you never see where you came from and the journey that has brought you to where you are now. And that is so important, because I have learned over many weeks and years now, it's the journey, the journey, the journey, the journey, not where you start and not where you end. It's all of the in the middle that is the most significant.
Because we can get caught up, isn't it, and say, oh, this is no good, oh, I don't like what I've done. A lot of that maybe comes from comparison with what you think you created to what you think is out there.
Definitely. And not accepting, you know, how is that rubbish? Why, you know, what has made that rubbish? You know, it's still an expression of that time, that moment, and that is so relevant to your journey, your progression.
Yeah, I think, you know what, it's like, I did this at this time with the best I had at that particular moment. And from there, I think you just accept it for what it is, and you can even enjoy it, because even 3 years later, you might look back and you've now learned more skills. You're a better artist, painter, writer. But you know, oh, that's where I was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and you can see your learning process. You know, changes in yourself, changes in how you express yourself.
Definitely. I mean, it's no different to looking back and wow, you know, at your life, you know, what you liked when you were 15, what you liked, you know, when you're in your 20s, what, you know, how you progress within your life, with everything, really.
I just got a message from Adien. He's just saying, hold on a second, his laptop.
Okay.
Okay. So what are you working on this week, Annie?
I am working on an illustration for our project, and I have done some portraits of my nephew and a friend of mine, and I would like to move them on further if possible. Yeah, so that's what I'm working on at the moment. And also with the portrait, I'm trying to put it onto a t-shirt.
Okay then.
Yeah, for me to, but in a way that, yeah, is pleasing, yeah, for myself.
Yes. So have you found now that you're opening up to different avenues?
Yes, I think a lot more of other things are being made more available, I think, or I'm in a different space, yeah, so I can see a lot more.
Is that coming together with the energy work that you're doing as well?
yes, I think that has really, really, really helped as well. And again, with that, you can see where you know, the journey and the process with that as well, of how you progress energetically.
Because I think, you know what, doing these kind of interviews and talking to these people, you know, you always come away with something. And like Adien's phrase of, you know, collecting sounds and collecting shapes, and the planet Earth, you know, coming through him. I find that really inspiring. I think that was probably the major thing about us starting. Remember when it was just you and I and Jane in the first one, and we just come together and
Yeah.
learning about these things.
And you find that we're not dissimilar, you know, a lot of people are traveling the same road, but because we're so separate in ways, and until we come together, then we think, oh my goodness, yeah, I experienced that. Oh my God, I can understand that. Because when Adien said he had depression in the dark moments, wow, I thought, gosh, I've had that, you know, and I can relate to that, of that moment. But then, you know, then there's the moment when the sun shines and it's like, wow, you know, things start opening up. And that again is like, yeah, we all experience them.
Also, I think it's like putting yourself out there, and when you do that, you get instant feedback, and you're learning immediately straight away. And you're not going to be perfect. It's not going to be, you know, it's not the finished result, but it's great to get that instant kind of feedback. And when it's for somebody that you trust, and it's that constructive feedback, I think it propels you to a different level.
And I think it's important, as you said, to get it out there, because you know, once it's out there, then you never know what feedback and where that's going to take you.
Adien, let's see if we can close with Sit Back.
Okay, so sorry, but I just tried to fix something. I hope when I play it's not starting. Okay.
Okay.
So thank you for the patience. So we're just closing now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you, Ani, and thank you, Ran. So I hope I can see you in real life soon. Yeah.
I hope so too. So we're going to close out with Adien and Sit Back. Adien, thank you very much for coming on. It's a pleasure to see you again.
Yeah. Okay. So here it is.
Thank you, Adien. Lovely to see you.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, Annie, I think we will leave it there for today. we've had this issue with Zoom, but I think it's been a wonderful just to listen to Adien.
Definitely, yeah. 100%
And
agree.
yeah, and hopefully I would love to invite him back so we can speak again and go deeper into his work.
That would be amazing.
So I'll say thank you, I'm Ranusha, and thank you, Annie. And this has been
Thank
show
you.
number 12 on Conversations on Art. And hopefully next time we'll get Adien back again. Thank you.